Hello all, Rosalie Ina here from rosiesjourney.com, and I pulled some cards from the Galactic Heritage deck that I have for the collective now that we're becoming aware more consciously of more being out there. Some of you have been already made aware of your galactic connections. We're all connected. So I wanted to just share a collective reading before we head into the new year, which is on the equinox, with it's marked with the new moon coming up on the 20th. So the first card that came out was Lyra, and that was the Pleiades had came to mind as I was shuffling and drawing these cards. But this one is about Lyra. It's number 69. And it's talking about natural humility. And if you notice, the colors are purple and yellow. And so that I feel has to do with your solar plexus, shining your natural humility and extending that natural humility onto yourself first. Sharing the humility, natural humility with yourself, giving yourself praise, being patient with yourself, loving yourself, and not being so hard on yourself, extending that natural humility upon yourself. This is a new beginning coming up for all of us. And a lot of things are changing on this planet and changing within us. So extending that natural humility onto others as well. A lot of people, places, and things are going through major transformation at this time. So extending that natural humility onto others without prejudice, without judgment, that natural love energy coming out and shining it out with the purple. I feel like it's almost like this healing aspect to this. Violet fire as well. I've done some videos on that. Go check it out on my feed. But just extending that natural humility. Of course, number 6 has to do with balance and harmony, finding that balance and harmony. That feminine aspect, but then it's also number 9. 9 has to do with endings, but it also has to do, I'm hearing forgiveness. It has to do with being altruistic, being of service to others, sharing your natural humility with others, because there's many that are experiencing a lot of inner turmoil because they're being faced with some things coming up and out of them, or things being mirrored to them that they haven't really faced within themselves. So extending that humility onto others, but of course first to yourself, then to others. And then it was followed by Orion light. And the other thing is, this is future. It's in the future sense. So this is also, mind you, we're all connected. Time is an illusion. Everything's happening all at once, just like that movie. So you can also draw on your Lyran roots to come in and out through you with that natural humility as well. So then it's followed by Orion light number 108, saying about emptiness. And as you can see, over the heart center, there's this hole. And from what I remember, because this came up for me a lot as I was purging and going into the deeper abyss of myself over the past few years. And from what this is telling me with Orion, there has been, if you look into, or maybe I'll share a bit more if you want to know, but Orion, the constellation, there are a lot of wars that are continuing here because there's descending aspects within this collective, within this planet that are dying off. So it's being emptying yourself. Letting go of the old pain, releasing what's not serving you anymore, becoming empty, so that letting go of all the old stuff. I keep hearing again the prejudice, the strife, the disorder. Those are old ways that need to just die off. So become empty with those things. What else with this one? By doing this, it's allowing for the new to come in. It's allowing for your future dreams, for the future things that are manifesting, that are just waiting. It's being that open reservoir for the new to come in, letting go of what's no longer serving. Old paradigms, old way of thinking, old way of doing, old ways of being that just aren't in alignment with the person or that you want to become. So become empty. Let all that go. As you can see with the clouds, just let it go. Those old belief systems, because a lot of things are being made aware to us collectively that just aren't true. True for us, true for who we're becoming. The next card is number 66, about the Pleiades, sharing cultural ideas. So whenever I feel the Pleiadian energy, which was what I was feeling before I started this, as I was shuffling these cards, is this real heart-centered, family-oriented, community-based way of being. And so sharing cultural ideas. So if you look a little closer into this picture, it's like, so there's, when you learn about your galactic heritage, whichever way you do, we're descendants from many galactic different parts of us. It's in our DNA. So how it's like there's things being put into the center of this being, in the heart center. Think of that almost like DNA, different parts being imprinted into your blueprint, into your DNA, into your innermost being, to remember the sharing cultural ideas, because the part of becoming empty and being open to new ideas and new ways of being that are more in line with the being that we're wanting to become. So it's also being open to hearing other points of view, other ways of cultures, and seeing the oneness within all of that, even if it's different, finding the love, because the Pleiadians are all about love. They're an evolved species that are very loving, family-oriented, community-based culture. So being open, which previously with the Orion light, becoming empty so that you can receive, be open to receiving new thought patterns, new belief systems that are more in line with who you want to be and who you're naturally designed to be. And it's number 66, so it's that balance, finding that balance in all of the ways. This one, when it came out, I felt like just this spark, kind of like that, the red around here, just was like, poof, because this is what's happening right now, solar consciousness. I don't know about you, so I sun gaze regularly, daily. I make sure to get even on a cloudy day like it is today, I make sure to get that the sun rays to come through. And even if it's cloudy, I'll ask the sun, just peek through a little bit, and it usually will peek through. Solar consciousness. I'm sure some of you have been seeing the solar flares that they depict with the sun. But there's I'm hearing also just the great flash too. But solar consciousness in the solar system, number 34, parallel. So this is a collective. And it's kind of like this too, like the solar flashes that, solar flares that they're showing pictures of kind of have been like this, like just these parts that just pop out. So solar system parallel. Time is an illusion. Everything's happening all at the same time. Some of you may be remembering parallel or being shown parallel realities of yourself in other things, just like that movie. So I don't watch a lot of movies, as I've said before, but I was called to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. And when I saw it, I just got this great resonance that came over me because I was experiencing so many parallel realities of myself. And I was like, why am I being shown this version of myself? Because it's coming all together. Remembering the solar connection, the solar consciousness, the higher level of consciousness that we're evolving and advancing into, remembering on the human planetary level of Earth. So things are being illuminated collectively. the light from the star, the sun, which is a star, is illuminating many aspects to not just us on planet Earth, but outwardly onto all of the planets and star systems around us as we're evolving. And our consciousness is raising higher and higher. So that's what I think this is being called to, but it's number 34. So 3, I'm feeling, has to do with the creativity. New sparks of creativity are being illuminated within you, but it's also asking us to find, with number 4, a structure with the new inspirations illuminated within us. We're being asked to move in a new way. And that's going to be different for everyone because everyone has a divine purpose on this planet for us all to work collectively together. And as you're seeing too, it's also like that grounding energy. So grounding here on Earth, this is almost like a visualization too. Grounding here on Earth, but then also receiving from above as well. That may also be the way that you anchor. I know that's how I do. I ground myself many times a day. And it was 11:11 when I said that. Grounding yourself. So the 11:11 was like the pillars. Viewing yourself in this pillar. And earlier today I saw this thing about doing the Merkaba pillar of light. So it's like that pillar going down, the roots, you're rooted down into the earth. And I know you couldn't see my hands here, but that's what I was doing. Rooted down into earth, and then bring that earth energy up through your chakra systems, which, mind you, many of you have more than 7 chakra systems, and then it going up and out of your crown, up into the heavens, up to, you can visualize it into that solar bright light, your higher self, and then bringing that back down, and it bringing earth to heaven and heaven to earth, and then finding that balanced center in your heart center so that it balances out and radiates around you. And if you have questions about that, just ask. Because a lot just came to mind just now as I did that. But do that. Find that balance with yourself as you're receiving more conscious awareness of other parts that you may have forgotten. New things are being awakened and illuminated within your DNA. Your DNA is being activated to a higher octave as well for many of you. The next card was 82. The return to favor, Zeta Reticuli, present. And this was present. So I want to say, so there's a lot of misconceptions around the Zetas, the Zeta Reticuli. Now, when you learn about the galactic heritage of yourself and this planet, and what will be revealed in the near future anyway, because the truth always comes to light. The Zetas were, the little bit about the Zetas, guide me with what to share specifically without going too deep at this time, Divine Spirit. So the Zetas, the Zeta Reticuli were a species of beings that were very technological savvy beings. They were very much into technology, very serious beings. Not from serious, but just like very serious in nature. They didn't have emotions. They actually had to come back to the human race to remember emotion, because they almost, their whole collective of beings almost became extinct because they forgot their balance, the balance of not human nature, but with emotions. They lacked emotions. So the reason why this card came out is because they had to come back in time to the humans to understand emotions, because humans are such an emotional species, to remember to come back into balance for themselves. So now they are returning the favor, which is why this card came out, of assisting us, because as you know, this is a very technological, Silicon Valley is coming to mind. They're producing much technology, which is not inherently wrong, but there must be a balance with it. Not forgetting the human nature, the natural humility within ourselves, the cultural resonance accepting of many different cultures, they're helping us remember that. Those that have, because technology, you're watching this on technology. So it's about finding that balance with the human nature and technology. And I feel like that's why they're here also assisting us in finding that balance. There's nothing wrong with technology, but when it's just so one-sided and not thinking about how it's going to affect this and that, especially with AI now. They've already experienced this in the extreme, where they almost became extinct as a species. And they don't want that for us, because now they've found that balance and evolved as a species to a higher consciousness. So they're returning the favor to help us collectively find our balance with technology and being human and feeling and accepting our emotions and the emotions of others as well. It goes back to that natural humility. And it's number 8 and number 2, 82. So 8 plus 2 is 10, which is new beginning, but 8 has to do with that personal power, finding the balance with your power, which is with number 2, the balance with the power of technology, finding the balance. And then another card came up from the Zeta Reticuli species. Another one, present, renewed hope. I don't know if I showed you. I didn't show you up close of that one. Look at the different parts. So, I'll let you feel what you want with that. But basically, like I was saying, they had to come back to the human species to remember, to feel all the different aspects of themselves. So they were not just one-sided and narrow-minded with their technology driven force within them. They came to remember all the different parts, and see it holding a flower or a type of plant, remembering the connection, the oneness with all that is. So again, with this one, renewed hope from the Zetas. I just feel like it's just like lay down. Just lay down on the grass and roll around. Well, I mean, maybe not everywhere, but there's some places that are warm with grass growing now. There's a lot of snow out here where I am. But remembering to play is what I'm getting from this. The renewed hope, remembering to play and find your balance with that. But it also could be just going with the flow. This could be flowing, going with the flow of a river, with the water, with your emotions, going with the flow. Renewed hope. A renewed hope in humanity. And it's number 7, 9. So remembering the magic within you and using that magic to be of service to others with number 9. That altruisticness. Remembering your magic. A lot of you are remembering your magic. Or a lot of you are remembering. Let me rephrase that. Many of you are now becoming aware of different things of magic within you. Different abilities are coming online. You're clear. You may start be hearing things. You may start seeing things. You may start feeling new sensations, different energies around you. And some of you may be scared, actually, and feeling with this because it's so foreign to you. But know that there are many of us that have awoken to these abilities ahead of time so that we can be of service to help you, so that you have hope. You're being brought online. Again, with that solar consciousness. You're being brought back online to your connection. And this is the renewed hope, using your magic, your gifts, your abilities that you're now being made aware of. And mind you, you just have to even just consciously in your mind, just ask for assistance for how to use this, to how to find your balance with these abilities that are coming online, that you're experiencing. Yes, I even myself, it was a bit scary at first. And then I started to remember and use them and realize I didn't need to have any fear around this. And that did come up. I had to keep working at it, where then I was just like, oh, okay. And now I just use them, and I've integrated this into my daily life, where I use them for the highest and best good. There's some things I need to use a bit more that I've forgotten about using because I've just kept progressing and moving on. So now I'm being brought back to some abilities I was using that I haven't used in a while to use again, because now they're being They want me to use them for the collective that is waking up to their abilities now, or those that will be brought to me for me to be of service with. So, a renewed hope. Know that you are not alone, that there is support all around you. All you have to do is ask. Even if there's no one literally around you, a lot of you are on this lone journey right now where you don't have any friends or family or people you can really rely on. Go within, try it. Just ask within yourself or ask out loud for help in understanding what's happening with you, and be open and ready to receive that information. It will come. There is assistance everywhere. And with our galactic family. So that leads, I understand now how that leads to this next card, Melting Pot. And this is about Earth. Because here on Earth, as some of you are being made aware of your galactic heritage, where you descend from, because you never felt like you fit in here on Earth, like myself. I am a descendant from many different species, but I feel my original root was from Sirius in this galaxy. Although I have had lives on other galaxies I was made aware of. But on this galaxy, I come from Sirius. Although I've been made aware I've lived as an Octurian. I've lived as I'm hearing as Sasani. I don't know too much about that, but I know I've also been, I've been many things. And you'll be made aware as you need to know, but you can always ask like I did. I was asking. I was like, let me know. I was just open. I was like, let me know about myself and where I come from. And I was led to this card deck, to different books, to many different things. There's a wealth of information that has been put out there to help you connect the dots to who you are. And you'll be led to those things. That thing that will say, there'll be something that'll say, go here, or look at this, or a word will just come to your mind, or a name will come to you, or a voice. And there's so many ways it can happen. You will be led to what you need to know about yourself. But here on Earth, this is a melting pot of many different species. This is a very multicultural planet. It was 2222 as I said that. And there's so many different things we can learn from each other because we all descend from many different places and cultures. This is all one big melting pot. And I feel like because I placed this was right above the card because it was 8 cards. This is right above it. So it's like, I feel like these go together in a sense for the fact of this is a melting pot of so many different cultures for us to embrace and share our cultural ideas with each other. To find new ways of being, because we're building a new earth. So 11 just came to mind. We're building a new earth. So this is the melting pot of bridging all of these cultures together, working together in communities, building communities, not relying on the old way that's dying, that has not been serving us, that has been a self-righteous collective of just serving themselves instead of serving others. It's a melting pot of new ideas. That was part of the plan, to come back into the oneness of ourselves. 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking the steps to build and progress into a new way of being here on this planet Earth, that is more in a line, that has more humility, natural humility, understanding the connections to all that is, to animals, to nature, to this earth, to this planet, to ourselves, to others. A whole melting pot of creators to bring together a new earth. And lastly, the card that was at the bottom of the deck, and I'm sorry, it was number 75. So 7 has to do with that magic, bringing your magic to bring change. 5 has to do with change. Magic change bringer here on this planet. This is what each of us individually are doing in our own unique way. Yeah. And lastly, holographic healing. This is from the Pleiades. Number 87. Holographic healing. How I'm seeing this and how it's depicted is many of us are visual creatures in our own unique way. And I'm coming back to like visualize. Just like you daydream and visualize how you want things to be. In a way, that's holographic healing. I'm sharing that as an example because the healing that you can bring on yourself, I'm getting unicorn now with, you can call upon unicorn. Unicorn out of its horn shares out the rainbow healing light, which is the different rays. So there's the yellow, green, ultraviolet, what are the colors? Red, green, orange, blue. The colors, like the colors of the chakras, but the rainbow coming out of it, and that's like healing. You can visualize it wrapping all around you. You can visualize that wrapping around this planet. Like I said, the Pleiades, the Pleiadian culture, they evolved into this culture of multicultural love, family, community, working together as a team, having no bias towards nobody. We all work together, that love, unconditional love. So you can call upon healing from the Pleiades to help with some of us are experiencing strife in different ways because not everyone wants to be love, right? But if you're watching this, you're choosing to want to be love and to have that love. So you can call upon that healing for yourself, but you also could call upon that healing, holographic healing, for the planet. Now, it's not just through unicorn. You can just call upon divine healing light and love to come upon the planet, or to those who you love or those who may need it, that have forgotten love, that have forgotten being of service to humanity, that have forgotten the oneness and the connection to all that is, to those who have forgotten the connection to themselves. Many have forgotten their way. And there's a saying, coming back home. Well, coming back home is to yourself, your heart center. And I've recently, as my views are ever evolving as more information and as I'm learning more and more and more about myself, but how do we want to say this? Remembering that love, because when you love yourself, you're going to love other people, you're going to love other beings, you're going to love this planet, and you're going to see the love that literally is all around you all the time. It is a choice. It is a choice. So visualize that holographic healing. You can also call upon the Pleiadian energy for this as well. It's number 87. So calling in that power force, that holographic healing force, and then using your magic with it. How do you want me to say it? How else would you like me to say this? I hear you. They said, look, I just lifted the deck in the middle of the deck and this card came out. Seeking karmic balance. This is also with the Pleiades. Finding that balance. This is present. Finding that balance with the knowledge that you've learned from all of the quote-unquote karmic experiences you've had. I know for me, I have gone through a number of them. And going through those experiences that were not very nice led me to understanding and developing greater love for the whole. And understanding why I went through those experiences. I'm feeling your love right now. I'm feeling it. Open yourself up to feel this love. Oh, wow. Thank you. When you learn to love yourself in new and higher ways. You learn to love and see the greater whole, the bigger picture. Help me say this, please. So when you find the balance of why you had to go through what you went through, it helps you have a bigger octave of love, unconditional love for all others. And that helps you shine that love out. And that in itself is healing. When you learn the lessons of why you went through what you went through, and you see the bigger picture, you can call on Eagle Spirit too to help you see the higher perspective, or Hawk, or Falcon, or Dragon. There's many. You can see the bigger whole, to have that bigger love, and that having that love, understanding we went through those karmic experiences, it just like shatters through and it sends ripple effects out to others because you're healing your heart. That holographic healing, it transcends all time and space. Yeah. Learn the lessons from what you've experienced that'll help you find your balance. And that in itself is healing, because you're healing your thought processes. And I've come to this perspective where your heart is already whole. It's the thoughts, it's your belief systems that are making you feel limited. So when you heal these perspectives, which is why it's a holographic, thoughts are not necessarily real. Help me say this clearer, please. A lot of your belief systems were almost instituted on you. They were programmed in you, and you have to let them go and find your own belief system from the truth within you. And that helps heal and sends ripple effects out onto the world and to others and the lineage and the collective, because you're doing your unique part. We all are a part of the equation. Thank you, Pleiades. And I feel like saying too that they will be revealing themselves in the very near future as well. I feel confident saying that. I mean, some of them are already here in human form. Some shapeshift. But that love is here, and that love and oneness is all within you. I hope this helped. I know this is a little bit different, but I wanted to share this with you because, and I'll be doing more readings from this deck. That's funny. Open contact with the Pleiades in the future, as well as many other of our divine galactic family. But this is coming. Thank you for listening. Remember, you are love, you are loved, and you are lovable always, and you are always divinely supported in love. I love you. Rosalie Ina out.